Narrative theory is a way the human race defines fundamental elements through our experiences such as time, process, and change. There are many forms of narrative which can be displayed through several platforms. However, narrative theory applies to my film in terms of film narratives. In order for the narrative theory to be successful and work in the film, I needed to make sure my message was clear to the audience. I have done this by giving my film a title and also dividing the film into 3 chapters. By dividing my film up into 3 chapters, it makes it very clear for my audience to understand and follow through with my message.
Malo e lelei hono kotoa, pia malo mo mea mai. Koe whaiwitio koe ni o whekau akia mo i palpalema whakasosaieti o kune wesia ho tau kakaitonga whekasi, kai pehe ke kakaitonga ne wholau mai me tonga tapu ki o kalani Nu'Sila.
Kai ke hamea te mā ngata i ai o ku mga whiawhia ta tau pe mo tau a tae na i e mātonga te mo te mao mai ki Nu'Sila.
Toko ni I ki mau ai me ala I Nu'Sila.
Te pōpō te ma whanau ki he lotu pia mo e te nofo mao pe o tō api o ngahi whakarere te ke pā. Ka po o. O uno pe panga mo puna ia mo nau tamai mo nau pae. Ka ko ki maua o kai ke malawa rea whakapālan.
Oku iai pe e ngā ki kehe ko ngā he ko au ngā tupu hake I tonga. Pea koe atakai ko I tonga oku iai e ngā kehe lahi au pito pea mo e atakai ko I Nu'Silani. O hange pe koe Hanga koe nofo ai whaamiri koe tonga na te tupu hake o I he tamai mo whae pea o ku nofo pe whanau I api o a o ki he angau. Lalahi o ku kei toka ngai pe I api ai whanau. Ka I he whanua mulini I Nu'Silani o ku kehe ia o ku tupu ai whanau koe nā wausia pe koe ai hanga koe tau taha walu. O ku ki ma kehe lewa ia o ku I he laini lewa ai tau ataina e whanau. Pe te nau kei nofo I api whakataha ma mātua. Pe te nau mawahe o whiri ha wheitu o ke nau tau ataina e nau nofo ki ai.
I went to a white school, whereas I wasn't really surrounded by much Islanders or Tongans. But I have been to Polyfest and I've always wanted to take part in Polyfest, but we never had enough Islanders or students at school was just not interested in that type of thing. I saw how they try to keep the culture alive, how Auckland is very diverse and how accepting they are of different cultures. And I think that's really important for kids who are growing up in New Zealand to understand and know where they come from and like the story behind each performance. Different performance portray different stories, like tell different stories. So the ta'aulunga, that's just for girls only. And there's certain performances that's just for guys, for boys. For my personal experience, yes. I was always going to a school where there wasn't that much Islanders. I was surrounded by Balangis. I was surrounded by a lot of Balangis, and in a way I felt like I was losing my my culture in a way, because at the time I felt, it's kind of sad to say, but I kind of felt embarrassed, especially the stories behind it. I think it's just because at the time I wasn't proud to be from where I was, because of like how I was influenced by the white people that I was surrounding myself around. And I feel like I was losing my culture in that process.
I find it a very big struggle because I don't really know the language or the traditions, but I would still like to maintain them, go into family functions such as birthdays and weddings. Or sometimes, but they mix it with English, so I kind of understand what they're talking about. When they speak Tongan, I don't really understand. I only understand a little bit, but not too much. That sometimes I do feel a little left out. Yeah, it is hard to communicate with them, but my auntie is always around. She can speak English and Tongan, so she just translates for us.
And it would be nice to be growing up in the Tongan way, so I know everything and how everything's done. I grew up in a very, I wouldn't say balangi way, but I grew up in a very non-cultural, so neither Māori or neither Tongan way. Because when I got older, I started learning about it, but it's easier to learn when you're younger, so that you already know everything. And yeah, it's hard because every time I go over there, I'm just sitting there and they're all speaking in Tongan, or they just sit there, it's complete silence, awkwardness, because they're not really good at English either. I don't think there's not really a difference, because there's some Tongans where they're full Tongan and have no idea what like the traditions are, but then there's half Tongans where they're more into it, and it's just how you put yourself into the culture. It sucks being around my cousins when they can speak full Tongan, because you never know what they're saying, so you can't fully like interact with them, you can't fully communicate, you can't fully be a part of the conversation.
So being a Māori married to a Tongan, full-blooded Tongan, was very hard, because his ways were very different to the Māori ways, the Tongan ways. The Māori ways were just easygoing, more or less like living the Western way, whereas the Tongan way was a bit more stricter. Couldn't understand the language when we got together with the family. Sometimes they'd translate, but then a lot of times they were just talking to themselves. Yes. Over here was heaps of McDonald's, over there was nothing. Because I went over there at a young age, I loved it there, but I wouldn't have liked to live there, because it's pretty much like living up north, where there's nothing like living in the country, and you can see their struggles that they have, and that's why they have family overseas that send them money to help them out. And it's really hard because of the language barrier. They weren't taught both either Māori or Tongan, so they don't really know the language at all, and they don't really know the culture of the Tongan side properly as well.
Oh yeah, oh yeah.